Hey friends, hope I'm live. I did everything kind of in a hurry tonight. Brian, hey, there's Brian Dingman already. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. Apologies to anyone who did not get the messages that I'm starting half an hour early. If you're listening to this later, my fault, totally. Brian, let me know if you can see me and hear me. We have some others in the room too. Let's see here. Can you see me and hear me? And if not, then I need my tech guy who is in Florida. So let me know. Can't really get started until you guys let me know if you can see me and hear me. So type in the chat box. In the meantime, oh, thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. In the meantime, and you guys can all play this back at your leisure later. And I put it on social media. We'll start with this. Got to get this in the right. There we go. So, panelist, friend, Patreon, Alan Hughes did this for me. I put the call out for artists, and he answered it. I wanted basically this Joe Pulver welcoming Rick Lay into Carcosa. And man, Alan, you did a fabulous job. If you're watching now or later, really appreciate it. And if any other artists want to get in on this and give me your version of Joe welcoming Rick to Carcosa, I would I would certainly love it. So yeah, you recognize that, don't you, Alan? Got it in the mail yesterday. I completely forgot. I thought maybe you were sending me another poster or something. Oh, you're working on a color version? Oh, fantastic. Oh man, you're awesome. Thank you. Um, hey Jack, Thunder Kitten, Alan, fantastic job, man. Um, Now I'm doing this half an hour early, and I will not probably ever do this again, so I apologize. Certainly won't make a habit out of it. Thursday Night Live will always be at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific. But hey there. But I like literally 20 minutes ago, Kelly and I were texting each other back and forth, and I was just kind of putzing around, and I saw that this movie opens up. Kelly says it has great reviews, and believe it or not, I actually admire his. I mean, I admire. I actually think a lot of Kelly's opinion. So I, the last time I went and saw a movie in the theater was literally a year ago because Danielle and Logan were gone to Florida then to visit Danielle's sister. So I remember it. I went to see the latest Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie in the theater, which, by the way, that is a great action movie. Hey, Kat. Um, that's the last time I've seen a movie in the theater. I just don't do it, and it's so expensive, you know. Of course, you can save money if you don't buy popcorn and all that. So I'll save money that way. But anyway, I saw that Long Legs, which is supposed to open tomorrow, actually opens tonight late. And so it starts at 9:40 my time, which is about an hour from now. That's why I wanted to do this early because I didn't want to suddenly not be doing late night. But man, this movie looks fantastic, guys, and looks scary. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4 out of 5 on in the Independent, 7.7 out of 10 IMDb. FBI agent Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes an unexpected turn. I like this trope too. Revealing evidence of the occult, Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again. Wow, is Nicolas Cage really in this, or is Google screwing up? Yeah. Anyway, um, so the one movie that I'm seeing in the theater this year, I guess, is Longlegs, and it cost me $12. So even I can afford that. The other thing I like about going to a movie in this day and age is uh, you can choose your seat before you even leave the house. And it used to be you'd want to get there like 45 minutes to an hour early so you could stand in line, right? At the very front of the line so could get the seat that you wanted. Um, you don't have to do that anymore. You can turn off the lights. You you can pick your seat on the web, and you know we may not have flying cars yet, but by golly, um, we're living in the future. Yeah, Nicolas Cage is, isn't it? Anyway, I watched like 30 seconds of the trailer. You guys, you know my rule, but before I went out to see this in the theater, I'm like, I gotta see, at least get a feel for it. And I shut that trailer down really fast because I don't want to know anything, but it looks spooky as hell. So anyway, that's why I'm early. Again, my apologies. Thanks to those of you who are with me. Did a video chat with my son today, and he said, "Logan, I think I think my hair is going white and my beard." And he's like, "Dad, you always tell that joke." So, is my hair getting white? My hair's been white since I was 30. All right, so I saw the TV glow. Dead and Breakfast. That sounds familiar, Jack. I don't think I saw it, but it sounds familiar. All right. Opinions vary, your mileage varies, and it's all subjective. But let me save you some money. Don't rent I Saw the TV Glow. It's being hailed as this masterpiece. And maybe it is. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I was very patient with it. I watched the whole thing and I'm just like, I don't get it. What has anyone else watching live seen I Saw the TV Glow? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. It's just it was hyped all to hell. And the director talks about when she was a kid watching Buffy and being so upset when Tara got killed, which was very upsetting, sure. And first thing, yeah, the Buffy font. The first thing that struck me was, wait a minute, you were a kid when you were watching Buffy? I'd been married for like 4 or 5 years when Buffy started. Uh, but I'm old. Anyway, so fair enough, you're young. And she talks about being very disappointed when Tara died. I was too. And that Tara, what's her name? Amber Benson was in the movie very briefly, and that one of her characters was named Tara. So I'm like, okay, this is getting more and more interesting. And Amber Benson is indeed in the movie for literally, it's got to be like 20 seconds. Seriously. Um, so if you're coming for Amber Benson, don't rent it for Amber Benson. Yeah, wait till it's like free on Shutter or something, Alan, and then I'm very interested in your opinion because maybe you'll like it, but I don't know. Save you guys some money and wait until it's free to watch. All right, as we all know, our friend Kelly Young wrote a book, um, and it's available now, and it's all about spiders. Um, Kelly is gonna kill me, but I just blanked on the goddamn name of the book. I'm sorry, Kelly. I have fibrofog. Secret Language of Spiders. That's right. All right. So, sorry, buddy. Don't disown me. Uh, great book. I hope you guys have read it or have bought it at least. And Kelly's actually afraid of spiders, and I'm not real crazy about them either. So I thought it would be great to tell Kelly this story from a couple of weeks ago when Danielle and I went to walk Amber the dog late at night. So Danielle had been cleaning in the house or something. She went outside, had gone outside earlier to take out the trash, and she ran into a spider web. I guess it was dangling from a tree or something like that, and really freaked her out. So she came back in and had me go in the bedroom and watch her change her shirt. Do I have any spiders on me? Anything like that? I'm like, nope, I don't see anything. I'm not crazy about spiders either. So we went, she changed her shirt. We walked the dog. And then she's like, It's so hot here, even at night." She's like, "I'm going to go take a shower, cool off, so when I go to bed, I'm not all sweaty and everything." And I was like, okay. So she comes to bed and she's like, after her shower, and she's like, "I'm really happy that I took a shower." I was like, okay, yeah. You know, you were feeling kind of grubby or, whatever. She's like, "I washed like two or three spiders out of my hair." And that's probably the most horrifying thing I've heard in months. Uh, yeah. Oh, God is right. I was like, "Well, I'm really grateful that you took a shower too." She's like, "Yeah, because imagine being in bed and all of a sudden there's spiders crawling all over both of us instead of just in my hair." I don't even know why I'm telling this story. I'm getting traumatized just telling this story. No, I know why I'm telling this because I told Kelly this story, and he's like, "You're an asshole." And I was like, "Well, yeah, to you." Which is worse, spiders or ticks? Spiders. I can lighter those guys off of my skin all night if I have to, strike a match. But spiders, no, no thanks. And how in Lovecraftian stories, like the guy's always going crazy when he sees Cthulhu or some other Lovecraftian god because the god just is so alien looking. And that's easy to make fun of, but if you really think about it, think of a spider and how alien it is to the way that we move and look, and all those eyes and legs. And now imagine that spider like 15, 20 feet tall or bigger. I think I might lose a sanity point or two seeing that. I mean, what about you guys? Got to keep an eye on the time. Anyway, so I've been a little down. I've been missing my family. They've been gone for about 10 days. They're going to be gone for at least another 10 to 12 days. And they really deserve this really nice vacation with Danielle's sister, and they're having a wonderful time with her and with her sister's grandkids. And Danielle really deserves this. She works so hard. But I'm really missing them. I've been really down, and I said to Danielle today, I was like, I'm pretty upset at myself because I'm not getting much done this week. First there's the thing with Oreo, and then she's starting to feel a little bit better, and I can't make myself get anything done today. I I was like, I'm doing my podcast tonight, but I should be getting more done. I got some stuff done today, but I should have. I felt anyway. I'm pretty upset at myself. And she's like, um, the work will still be there. Just take it easy. It was a rough week, and she just said a lot of nice things. She's a wonderful person, and I'm lucky to be married to her. That made me feel better. And then I saw that this is in the theater tonight, and I was like, okay, I instantly felt better when I saw that there were plenty of seats left. And because one thing I really love, and like I said, I don't ever do it once a year now, but I used to when I was younger. I'd go to two things I would do with theaters. The first thing is going to a theater late at night. Um, it's just so to me, it's so fun. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the late night radio thing that we're always talking about. Why I'm doing this show late at night, right? And especially a horror movie late at night. Um, I don't know. There's just something about it. I can't really put it into words, but it's just a lot of fun for me. The other thing that I used to do when I was younger is, especially during the summer, I've been self-employed a long time, even before this particular career. I didn't say I've been making a lot of money for a long time, just that I've been self-employed. Anyway, so the nice thing about being self-employed is that you're the boss of your own time, right? So I would just love to go once in a while to a movie in the middle of the day when it's hotter than hell outside, sit inside a cool theater and just watch a movie in peace and quiet. Nobody on earth knew where I was. It's before cell phones, of course, or before everyone had a cell phone. And so that's my second theater time. Not so much anymore, um, but I like going to movies late at night, especially if it's a horror movie. But don't go see I Saw the TV Glow. Well, I mean you can, but I'm just saying I didn't like it. That's all. Someone that is a high rental. Someone gifted the rental to me, which was really nice because I wouldn't have paid for it. I would have waited. But if I can save you guys money, that's great. Donna, thank you so much for the uh, second Oreo donation. That was really nice of you. Really appreciate it. On the Oreo topic, the thing is, they've told me twice now at the vet, and it's a really good vet, that there's going to come a time in the near future. It might be 6 months from now. It might be 2 years from now. And when I'm going to have to make a decision because I'm saying this backwards. The shots that she gets to take care of the sores in her mouth um, because they're going to keep coming back. There's nothing they can do about that. They're not going to always work. In other words, there's going to come a time when the shots do not make the sores go away, and they really, really hurt her when she has them. And when they get bad like that, we very quickly make sure that we take care of it. This last time was the worst, and the shots finally did help. They took longer this time to help, and I was worried that this would be the time, you know. But today she started to turn a turn a bit of a corner, and um, yelled at me for food, which was great to hear. And she's still kind of listless, but much better than yesterday. And I really appreciate all of your support. I do. Um, I've never subscribed to the "oh, it's just an animal" mentality. You know, my animals are my family too, and I love all of our cats. I love our dog, all of them very much. But um, Oreo is just my cat. You know, she's the only one that comes in here into the book house with me, and I've said all that before. But I'm just happy that I feel like I got a reprieve, and it is kind of it is sad to basically get a from your vet to get a it's kind of like your cat's gonna die, but we don't know when. But this is definitely you're gonna have to put her to sleep because of this, and that's hard to think about. Of course, we all know that our animals are going to die at some point. We typically outlive our animals, but you know, to be given a more or less timeline of a couple of years or less is tough to hear. But what I'm going to focus on is that that day is not today. And thanks to everyone for your kind words and for your support. And Donna, thank you for the GoFundMe funds. Oreo's on some pretty expensive food right now. The next step is to try and, if I can't wean her all the way off of it, at least, you know, slowly go halfway at the very least and get her on the soft pate food. Anyway, that's all that is to say that today's not the day, and I'm very happy about that. Really happy about that. So thanks to all of you for your support. Um, to those of you who are on the $25 and up, you're not late. I started early. Where is that book? Here it is. All right. I don't even know if Alan Baker is watching, but Alan is one of my $25 and up um, Patreons. Good guy and a writer. And uh, I sent everybody 2 books this past week. That's one of the benefits is I send them print books. And the only guy who did not get this is Alan Baker. I sent him something else. But I wanted to tell everyone, and I'm going to tell Alan Baker too. I got to email him that I sent your book to everybody at that tier and above, Alan. So I hope you guys, I know you guys will enjoy the book. The decades long mystery that haunted Russia based on a true story. Um, oh, thanks. Yeah, that one and Be Knighted was the other book. Uh, that's an old book, but a really good book too. And so yeah, yeah, I try to pick books that I mean, you're all readers. You all pick you know books to read and everything, and I try to pick books for the 25 and up that maybe they would not have necessarily ever thought of on their own to read. So it's just discovering something that you didn't know about. Alan K. Baker, Baker. That's funny, Alan. Alan Hughes. Uh, Yeah, that's how all kids get their education these days, right? Their informal education, YouTube. Yeah, and if you're not the 25 tier and up, first of all, not judging. I appreciate everyone's help, whatever you're able to help with. But next time you have an extra chunk of change, buy that. I think there's a Kindle version too. No, I know there is, and it's a good book, and you'll be supporting someone who supports me. And I got to remember to tell Alan Baker this. So, all right, covered the Alan Baker book. Alan Hughes and everybody. Have you watched Monolith yet? I think Matt showed it on movie night. Jakester, I had to start half an hour early. My fault. I've got to go somewhere in a little while. Um, will not make a habit out of it, so I apologize. Um, yeah, Monolith. Matt says I'll really like this. I have yet to. I haven't had time to watch it yet, but I wanted to point it out to all of you guys if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, here's something else cool. At least for the moment that I'm saying this, Coco by Peter Straub, Koko, is only $1.99 on Kindle right now. Same thing with We Will All Go Down Together by Gemma Files is only $1.99 right now. So you might want to nab those if you don't have them already. Um, did you like Monolith, Alan? What did you think of it? I was going to talk about Northern Lights, pre-ordering it on at Barnes and Noble. It's 25% off, but I guess that's just to Barnes and Noble members. But I will take the opportunity to briefly talk about the book. Um, pull it up here. Sorry, not Northern Lights, Northern Nights. And that comes out October the 1st. And the publisher sent it to me, but I think it's still en route. I haven't received it yet. But I can't wait to read it because I told him that from the first, I told Michael Kelly, the editor, as soon as he announced it, that he was looking for stories and only from Canadians because this is a book about Canadian horror. Something stirs. I told him at that point I wanted to read it because it's just my thing. Something stirs in the boundless dark of the Canadian North. Can you hear it? Northern Nights is an anthology of strange stories featuring the dark dreams and feverish imaginations of Canada's finest speculative authors. Steel yourself for a journey through these northern nights. And indeed, there's a lot of wonderful Canadian writers featured here. And it's available in Kindle and paperback. And pre-ordering it, this is one of the books that you'd want to pre-order for two reasons. Number one, not even having read it yet, I guarantee you this is going to be a great read. And Michael Kelly is a great editor too. Um, and number two, just encouragement to Michael Kelly because it's a small press and being a small press running a small press is very 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 hard, and a lot of small press publishers get burnt out. Um, I know I did. I don't know if I'll ever publish or edit another book. I mean, I hope I do. But I only have a certain amount of energy, and I love doing the podcast. Anyway, just yeah, pre-order it, and it'll be encouragement for Michael Kelly, and you'll be guaranteed that it'll pop into your Kindle inbox or your post inbox on October 1st, and I think it'll be a great read. So, okay, Alan, you rated Monolith well on Letterbox, but hasn't stuck with you. Might rewatch it. By the way, you guys probably have heard me say this before. Someone on Facebook asked about the scariest short story that people have read, and there were a lot of um, answers. My answer is Gotcha by Ray Bradbury, and it's only available in like one collection that I've seen. I think it's the stories of Ray Bradbury. It's one of the big ones, huge ones. But you Google it and look through the table of contents. But that is that is one hell of a scary story. And Bradbury, he's one of my favorite writers. But that's not why I picked this one. If I had to pick just one, it's just he nailed everything. And yeah, he wrote all kinds of stuff, short stories, novels, fantasy, nostalgic stories. Um, and he wrote some horror too and sci-fi. Oh, it's not a question of that, Cat. It's a question of having the energy to do it. The desire is there, but not the energy. So, um, anyway, for those of you who missed it earlier, because I started early, I want to show this one more time. Um, Done by our friend in the chat here, Alan Hughes. This is an idea I had, but I'm not an artist. And Alan Hughes made it a reality. Joe Pulver welcoming Rick Lay to Carcosa. So thank you so much, Alan. And Alan says he's working on a Kindle version. And man, I gotta say, not just the background and the city and everything, but what makes it just so poignant is you really, and I know enough about artists and art that I know this is hard. You really captured their likeness. I mean, you can look at it and say, "Oh, yeah, that's Joe Pulver. That's Rick Lay." You know, um, it looks like him. So, yeah, thanks for doing that. And yeah, okay, what else do we have? Oh, another movie that I've been told is really, really good, and by reliable sources, and I'm going to watch it. I think it's free to watch somewhere on streaming. Is Thank you, Alan. I can't wait to see the color version. Is excuse me, a movie called Smile. I've heard that's really, really good from several sources that I trust. Hey, Chaz. I had to start early tonight, Chaz. I'm doing something in a little bit for once. Oh yeah, you can share it in public. I shared it on Facebook, Cat. You can just share my post if you want. Um, yeah, it's brilliant. Um, yeah, thank you, Alan. But okay, so Smile, Monolith, thumbs down on I saw the TV glow, and I don't know why I wanted to. I love astronomy. I have since I was a little kid, and just I don't claim to be an expert. Just kind of like I say about marketing. I'm a lifelong student because it just fascinates me. Astronomy, I mean. The stars are different colors. They look white to us mainly from Earth, but they are actually different colors. And blue stars are the hottest. Red stars are the coolest. Um, which explains Superman in some way. I'm told. But here's something that you may not know. Our star is actually not a yellow star. So sorry, Superman. It's a white dwarf. It just looks yellow to us because of the Earth's atmosphere. Unless it's sunset, then it might look orange or red or both. Um, but it's actually a white star. It's informally called a yellow dwarf, but it's actually a white dwarf. And if you were out in space looking at stars, uh, you would see it as a white star. And like I said, there are other colors of stars. There are actually yellow stars, but our sun is not a yellow star. Um, I would love it'll. I mean, obviously, it will never happen, but I would love to see this for myself. The different colors of stars. Blue stars are the hottest, and then white stars. Yellow stars are in the middle. Now, there is one thing about our star that's um, it's a G-type star. These stars I'm quoting now are known for having stable energy output, making them conducive to supporting life on surrounding planets. So, guess what they're saying is life, at least as we know it, may be more likely um, with the kind of star that we have. But then again, the universe is not only stranger than we suppose, it's stranger than we can suppose. So who knows what kind of life is out there under a blue star or a red star. I know, Kryptonians under a red star. Um, but yeah, it's really cool. I won't bore you with all these facts, but here's another thing. There is an argument in science about whether, yeah, Hal Jordan, about whether our moon should actually be referred to as a satellite because I'll keep this short, but it falls it falls towards the gravity well of the sun as just like the planets do, which to some extent, yeah, the other moons in the solar system do, but uh, the gravity center, or they call it the very center, is higher on Earth. In other words, it's I'm not going to get into that because I'll just bore the hell out of you. But some people do consider some kind of scientists do consider um, the sun, or excuse me, the Earth and the Moon as actually um, a double planet system, I believe is the term. Oh, thanks, guys. There are many double planet systems, just like there's double stars and triple stars in the universe. Um, but uh, you could consider the Earth and the Moon as really a double planet system. The other thing that makes our moon, different than the other moons in the solar system is this, and I'm quoting again. This is not me. Many other moons are thought to have formed from the accretion disks of their planets, or were captured by their planet's gravity. This results in a different evolutionary history compared to the Earth Moon system because the moon is believed to have been formed from the debris of a giant impact between Earth and a Mars sized body. This hypothesis suggests a unique formation history where the moon and the Earth share a significant amount of material. And the moon is thought to have had an atmosphere at one point, but Um, Obviously not anymore. It does and it doesn't. If I That's what I heard. You're making me think of Ghostbusters when they're all in there with the mayor. He goes, and he said, everything was okay until the power was shut off by Dickless here. And the mayor's like, "Is this true?" Bill Murray's like, "Yes, it's true. This man is no dick." so, so he goes, "Well, that's what I heard." Anyway, yes, it does and it doesn't. Uh, is the very short version. Um, but the bottom line is, it's just something fun to think about if you're a nerd, an astronomy nerd like me. I just think it's the the distances, and I got to wrap up here. But the distances in the universe are just so humbling and staggering. I mean, even if we could travel at the speed of light, which we can't, we're nowhere near that. It would still take 4.5 years to get to the star system that's nearest to us. Um, and light travels at 186,284 miles a second. A second. So we're talking about really vast distances. Um, while it may not happen, it may not be something that we personally have to worry about, Chaz. But, even in Star Trek, which obviously takes a hell of a lot of liberties with hard science, and I love Star Trek, I'm not dissing it. But even in Star Trek, which takes a lot of liberties with how easily they get around and so forth, everything happens not only in the Milky Way, but in just our section of the Milky Way. Vulcan, even the Klingons, all of them, they're just sort of in what they call the A quadrant. The Milky Way, sorry, I'm going by memory here, but the Milky Way is 100,000 light years across. In other words, if you could travel at the speed of light, start at one end, it would take you 100,000 years to get to the other end. And we can't travel anywhere near that speed. They used to call them galaxies, they used to call them island universes. And they are very much that in a way. If you think about our galaxy being 100,000 light years across, and how huge that is, and I believe 400 billion stars or so, the next galaxy is Andromeda, one of the next, and I'm going by memory, but uh, 2.5 million light years away. So here's a Lovecraftian thought for you. Think about all these distances between the stars in the Milky Way. Now think about leaving the Milky Way and pointing your magic spaceship in the direction of Andromeda, the Andromeda galaxy. And think about all of that absolute empty dark where there's just nothing there. And I don't know, to me, it's just a very simultaneously humbling, uh, amazing, uh, scary thing to think about, you know? And there are billions of those things out there, billions of those island universes, um, galaxies. Anyway, if I really am not boring you, then I'll say more on that. I've got more to say on that. I'll say more on that next Thursday, and I promise I'll be with you more than 45 minutes, and I won't start early. But thank you so much for all of your support about um, my cat Oreo. Yeah, or it's all a simulation. You're right, Chaz, and it could very well be. Um, Thanks for all your support. and she did turn a little bit of a corner today. So that's good. At least she's headed in the right direction. I really appreciate it. Those of you who donated, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys too. Thanks for everything. And um, I'll see you guys on Sunday. We've got a great writer, Scott Kenmore. And Tuesday, I've got, the horror stories live. And then we'll do this again next Thursday night. So, so guys, thank you. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you soon. And I'll report on long legs for you. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
I didn't understand that.